Deajah Stevens will serve a 18-month suspension for whereabouts violations. The AIU announced that this morning, which would keep her out through the Olympics and Olympic trials, obviously in 2020. What was your takeaway from this?
Well, like we discussed at the beginning,
2021. Sorry, I messed that up. I don't even know when the Olympics are anymore.
You're okay. Yeah. Well, this punishment to me, because it was 3 violations within a year, and because it's a year and a half, which is a sentence is not super typical. It seems like it's either the full 2 years or it's put down to 1 year. But obviously the circumstances that they are giving athletes, particularly American athletes, a 1-year suspension, I guess soon that will expire and to the point where you would miss the Olympic trials and therefore the Olympic Games. But if you're giving an athlete, a U.S. athlete, a 1-year suspension, there's a chance they could be back for the trials and the Olympic Games. So this 1.5-year suspension feels like it's a template that in the Coleman case could be applied. Sure, he could get reduced, but maybe they look at his rationale and whatever, maybe they don't believe it, and they say, well, we're going to give you the 1.5 years because it's reduced from the 2 years, but this is going to be a situation where basically it's a technicality, but because of the situation with the pandemic, you can still compete. I have no idea, but that's what I took away from this. Deajah Stevens, she was an Olympic finalist at a pretty young age in 2016. I think she made the final maybe again in 2017, or at least she made the team. She hasn't been on that level the last couple of years, but a very talented athlete. The specifics of her case obviously are going to be different than Christian Coleman's. But it is my biggest takeaway, just because of when you think about whereabouts, we think of who's the biggest athlete with the whereabouts case right now. It's obviously Christian Coleman. So I look at it as, that could be an option for him. Whereas he's thinking, I just need to get this reduced down to a year. Well, no, there's still that 18-month option where you could, get your time cut back, but you're still going to be missing the Olympics. It's an apples to oranges type of a thing, but it was my first thought when I saw this come across the wire.